Yes. Welcome to the Try BG podcast.
I thought you were
season
doing
2,
the wrong
episode
intro.
2. No. Standard approach. Standard approach. Mature approach. Welcome to the Try BG podcast, season 2, episode 2. Shout outs to everyone who watched, who gave feedback on episode 1, and to all the girls who are asking about Mark. You know, there's an office I went to and we're having a meeting, right? Meetings are supposed to be within 15 minutes. It goes past 15 minutes, that one has become probably a wedding planning meeting. So when the meeting ended, these girls are like, hey, tell us about Mark. I was like, his name is Mark Mayanja. I stopped there. No more details. So they're like, no, that's all you have. I'm like, that's all I have. I'm like, to help you out, if you want to know who Mark is, go listen to season 1, episode 8.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Everything is on there. If you need to know who Mark is, where Mark has been to.
Oh no.
That episode is a cheat code. So
Yes, if Mark is a loyal guy.
it's all the homework you need. You just need to listen.
Who sets me up like this? Y'all planned this?
So in brief, yeah, that's who Mark is. Also, I want to send a shout out to everyone who has sent us some kamane.
Yep.
On our Momo code.
Yeah.
We're really grateful.
Thank you. We are really grateful. You're going to buy LNF more hats, different colors. Though you preferred white. If you're out there also and you want to support the podcast on the real, if you want to support the podcast, if you want to see us grow, if you want to see the UG pop industry grow, the Momo code is
624404. That's 624404.
Who needs a computer when you have Mac?
I know, right? He remembers dates.
This is why Mark is on the podcast. So you won't worry. He will remember your anniversary. He will remember your birthday.
The only mistake, you can't lie to him. Because the moment your story doesn't add up,
If things don't align,
Yep.
you won't revert.
Just make sure you don't promise him anything.
there's that too.
He'll come to collect, definitely.
So gents, let's jump into episode 2. And since Mark, you have been the main guy since we started the podcast, I'm going to let you introduce the topic of season 2 and also
Episode 2.
Anyway,
Remember in season 1
this
how
is
we kept
typical
2020?
Felix to forget stuff. But since they have decided to attack me to start the episode, I would like to start by deflecting. I would like to thank Ian's madam for letting him come back with us for episode 2.
Yeah.
Even after he did what he did for the Lamu situation, after his lovely reaction, we'd like to thank Madame for giving him the visa again.
Yeah, but
People asking me, who is this Lamu chick?
good music has to be appreciated, regardless of whether it's female or male.
Good music is supposed to feel you something, and you felt something, my guy.
he really felt something. But for episode 2, we're here and we're going to, last season when we did episode 2, we looked at the new kids on the block. We looked at the young guys that were putting in some good work and delivering some quality music to us and to the rest of you out there. Well, this time we're going to look at some of the young and the breakout artists again. We're going to focus on the music, the journey of the music, right from the jump, from when the artist created all the way through to their brands, all the way through to making us buy into their brands, till they get to that stage of, full-on longevity.
Yeah. And that stage where they don't reply our messages.
Yeah.
Some of them have already started.
Is that a shot? What's going on?
I've never seen the Bachwez.
But of course, anyway, we'll get there. So what do we kick off with? The artists themselves? Because if we're talking music, and the music starts from the people who create it, the creatives out there that give us that good. And they're not so good too. But we would like to jump in. Like, who do you like that's out there and is doing a little something?
I'm more interested in who is not, because
we'll get there. You must
Tata Luca, what's up?
Because it's always been, of course, it's inevitable. It's always been positive energy.
Where was this Ian on episode?
Guys, you've got to back last season. No, okay, Ian, tell us.
Yeah, it's always been positive vibes, but the chaps who are not are really not, and it's upsetting when you give somebody, let's say, and when you give the fans an EP or an album, and it's just pure unseriousness. Because at the end of the day, you've invested money, you've invested time, you've invested. We wouldn't say talent in this case, but you have made some kind of investment. I think some of these artists need to start taking this thing seriously, because I mean, I'm not going to subscribe to Tidal to listen to your rubbish, but
so today you woke up and chose violence.
It's not that. It's just that this kind of episode makes you realize how much we need to highlight some of these things. Guys cannot think it's always vibes. And
it's not rosy, yeah. True.
Yeah. Well, in that case, though, let's first...
So do you want us to start from a negative point of view or from the positive point of view?
Whichever. The negative is inevitable. It will come through because, it's inevitable.
Okay, cool. Let's get into the artists then. I think since we mentioned some of these names in the last episode, I think it's only fair to start with someone like the homie. I mean, we mentioned the homie last season. We're excited about what he was going to bring to the table. What do we think about the sounds and the stuff we've heard from the homie? We've seen him live. So what do you think about his music, Leslie?
I think his music is I've had like two songs from him, but I like how catchy it is from his end. For me, what stands out for the homie is not necessarily his music, but his social skills. He's really has good social skills, and you see how he relates with all artists from different circles, those of the new wave, the MTN people. So from my end, when I look at the homie, it's more about his social skills. I'm here to listen to his full package, but the songs that I've listened to are actually really catchy, and I feel like, I'm excited for his next project.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to what he has in store. Of course, we've seen him perform live. Yeah. Last time, Leslie was talking about how the couple singers that were bored by other artists woke up and started dancing to the homie. Yeah. So, I can't wait to see what he has in store.
I've listened to some exclusives.
Please, tell us.
Yeah,
They're fire.
Mr. Behind the scenes.
I've listened to some exclusives and I can't wait, man. The world needs to see. I'm saying the world because indeed the world. They need to see
music to the world.
Yeah, they need to see the talent the homie has. Of course, we saw him doing the whole rap battle thing, so we know. But now these tracks are the tracks that cut across.
And I like his range. I like his range. The way he can appeal to us, those who are into like the typical raw hip hop, and at the same time he can appeal to the babes. He has those catchy vibes, the beats.
I think all that's mentorship from Navio, so it is really going to pay off given what I've listened to. So I don't want to jump ahead, but let's see.
I'm very expectant. I really want to hear his first project.
All I know, Mr. Homie, sir, just because the rest of us are not on Forbes 30 under 30 doesn't mean we can't get exclusives.
I know, right? You should send your exclusives.
Give us a good.
Hey, by the way, this is not an invite. Send your exclusives. I only solicit for a few. So don't send everything and anything.
Who else is out there?
Mutono. For me, Mutono does it for me. I think he's the head of his class that is coming up right now. In terms of, definitely. And the reason as to why I like Mutono is his writing. It's very, what can I say? He has that Kendrick kind of vibe whereby I have to listen to the song more than twice to actually pick up what he's saying.
That what I'm listening
to.
Yes, as in, for me, that's at this moment in time, what I've listened to, his writing is slick. And at the same time, I like his, no homo, pause. I like his husky voice, and in terms of the way it is very crisp, right? And in terms of his guys, I said no homo. Relax. In terms
says headphone music. Headphone music.
No. In terms of his delivery, what I'm trying to say is delivery and breath control are on point.
This one.
You guys are hopeless. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that he really has a good delivery in terms of the way he delivers his music. And also I like the work ethic that he's trying to put in, how he rolls out his music. Although I find it problematic to release on Sundays, but yeah, definitely Mutono is one to watch out for.
Aside from
The Husky voice.
the Husky voice you like, I feel like you've given the man a big task and
Yeah, definitely. And that's why when he released his the MTN Pulse thing, I really had an issue with it. Right? Because my expectations are over the roof for him.
Yeah.
And definitely from what I had his EP, you guys need to get ready for it. He's really he's coming out the blocks.
One thing I'll say about him is, aside from that husky voice still, I really do like the packaging of the music.
Exactly.
Right from the jump, the lyricism, the fun that he has with it, like the versatility to switch between, the straight up bars and then the bars that have a touch of fun in them. And then like the hooks, for me, that's just, and we saw it live and you get to hear the singing is the same. It's the same. And it's really
his production, by the way, he produces his own
of
music.
which he does. There's a lot of good stuff that's being done. And one thing you've highlighted on, and I just wanted to say that, is the work he's been, because of course he's been around, easy. But the work he's been putting in behind the scenes has been a lot more of late, and we see it, and that's just amazing. Like, that's dope. But since we've mentioned Mutono, it's only right to go into some of the other members of Mutono. In the past, I know we've talked about the four homies even last season. Leslie, our fourth homie, is in the building. But we've talked about the four homies. Mutono was not in the four homies alone. Did you guys know that both Papati and Maestro were in the four homies?
I knew Maestro was. I didn't know Papati was.
Papati got me off guard. I
didn't know Papati was.
Slipped.
Yeah.
So
I lost interest in the four homies when I lost interest. Let me be honest. When we're doing the awards and they were nominated in a category, I think with Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
Rachel Ray won it, and then they felt like should have been cheated. And the beauty about that is that years later, I've had a conversation with Mutono, and he kind of gets it.
You have to see what Rachel Ray is.
See, that's what comes to the entitlement that the new wave has.
Hey.
In terms, I'm talking about the artists that are coming up. Their level of entitlement is through the roof.
But I think the entitlement problem cuts across, because it's unfortunately it's where the world is at now. But when with the new artists, because I see how someone will take it personal, especially when you give feedback on their project and the feedback is not the positivity
they expect.
Yeah.
Or want.
Or want, because
sometimes why should you even expect it if you've not?
It's one thing for you to give me good
hater.
music. It's another thing. It's one thing for you to give me what you think is good music.
Yeah.
It's a different thing for me to listen and actually think it's good music. Because at the end of the day, no one really thinks they're trash. But don't feel some type of way. Don't call someone a hater. Don't tweet at them in a certain type of way because they think your music just doesn't work for them.
I remember they also called me a hater a couple of weeks back.
And since we're on it, how do you feel?
They might be right because they don't have a husky voice.
So you're going to let that drag on.
We're in trouble. Maestro, like you guys have said all that, but now, Maestro, music-wise.
Maestro, I have a problem with his content. And I know I've talked to him personally on phone about it. For me, the whole... what can I say? Using fuck in a Benz and all that stuff. Well, it may not appeal to me. Like, it doesn't appeal to me. And I also have a problem with how does he end up performing that in front of people.
Where do you go? How do you take it?
The two-piece that he released, I don't know what it's called. I don't know if the second jam, it was all about fucking and what. But the thing is, the problem, he's trying to develop in UG. How is he actually going to develop with that kind of music? But when you listen to him on other projects like Dirty Sneakers with Lagoom, Vibrations with Mutono and Papati, he's actually a decent MC. But for me, that's the issue.
Actually, maybe I might express it another way from my own perspective as well, which is really similar. It is that he sounds really nice.
Yeah,
definitely. Before you even get into whatever he's saying, he sounds nice. So then when you listen and you're like, what are you saying? And you see, sometimes people think it's because you're reacting to the explicit content. No. I'm an R&B fan. There's a lot of sexual R&B that I listen to any day, but it's the delivery, it's the artistry behind it. And even when we look at our own in-house artists, let's look at UG. We have Ataka, for instance, who who recently had just left Rubaga. And in there, he
In a taxi.
Where you laugh. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I even forgot I was in the air. It's like Tucker with the vroom vroom.
Shout out to Tucker.
Yeah, but Tucker did just left Rubaga, and in there he does have an explicit, sexual type line.
Yeah.
But the delivery of it and the artistry of it, the way
The
he
poetry
pens it
behind
out,
it, yeah.
you listen to it and you're like, yes.
Even vibrations, Mutono, what you did. Yeah.
I mean, it's just there's different things they can say. Do your thing, say your thing, but man, some art. I want to feel, and that's my thing about music. Again, we all listen differently, like Felix tends to say. But I want to feel like this is something I can't do myself. I don't want to listen to you and be like, I could have had a conversation. I told Ian, say some things about some randomness, and we roll with that.
Yeah.
But here I am listening to you. So why am I listening to you? Put in something, Salt Bay that,
There's always that one guy in the group who is not up to standard. So
No. But Maestro is actually a very good rapper. But the issue is...
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying in the group.
You can't be on the same
The group, you can't be on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
So the group might be lethal. You are just there. Vibes and meander.
Nyanya.
But this is not to say Maestro is not talented.
Yeah.
It's
Like
just
I said,
it's just a
he's
matter of
really good.
It's
really
just a
good,
matter of
isn't it?
switching the content.
The content.
Small.
To the
Make it
content
more
to speak
artistic,
to the
yeah.
immediate
To the
audience.
mass.
And the immediate audience, it's us the Ugandans.
Exactly.
Before it's Lil Wayne's audience. 'Cause I feel like, to me personally, I feel like he's influenced a lot by Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Genitals and skateboards.
Yeah. So yeah, he just has to switch that. Papa T, I would just say he surprised me on
Vibration.
Vibrations. My
Yeah.
good
He has
Lord.
he had
me
a
with the
decent, not even decent, a good delivery.
Yeah, he turned it
Great.
into
And the way he
something.
jumps
delivery
in, like,
and-
right into the song.
And it's like his verse is like he's trying to tell the chick, I'm not attracted to you sexually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm interested in the deep
Intellect,
stuff.
yeah.
But then also it's
Kumbe.
like I'm also
Kumbe.
trying to tap it. So it's like he's
he
trying
could
to
be a
balance
sinner, he
both
could be a
sides,
saint.
like, so and that contrast and that comparison in
Dope,
his verse,
dope.
it was very brilliant, very brilliant. And unfortunately, that's all I have to say about Papa.
Papa T, for me, I liked his verse, and I told you guys it's his best verse that he has ever done.
Yeah,
right?
epic.
Because when I listened to Chasing Connections, like I didn't have any connection with the.
Oh,
with the-
he
to be
still
honest.
chasing it. Then he found it in vibration.
I'm still. But another thing about Papa
network,
T,
sweet,
yeah,
and
another thing about Papa T,
Connections.
you know, he has a space, the pit. I think it's on right now. I like how he's trying to connect all these people. In terms of
yeah, right.
being with, he has ties with the New Wave, he has ties with the Klansmen and these other guys, which other guys? The Bantu Vibes guys. So I think it's really good for him that he's trying to bring them together through having those discussions on Twitter.
Yeah, but I think also for Papa T, it's I think the plus for him is on Vibrations being one of his latest.
Yes.
Could be the
It is,
So
it
the-
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for him to be getting this kind of feedback on his most
Recent, it's really
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
it shows
It's
you
growth,
the
yes.
growth and the discovery he's doing for the kind of sound and the maturity of understanding the market and trying to level up to the kind of not, I wouldn't say expectation, but the kind of thing that will actually work for you as an artist. So, and in general, for me, I think he's always been onto something, but again, it's a journey. It takes time.
Yeah, definitely.
And to be here with your latest verse on a song, for you to get feedback of people saying this is some of your best work, that means you're on the right
You're
path.
on the right
Yeah,
path.
Yeah, it's the
path,
right
yeah,
foot forward.
definitely.
Just keep at
And
that.
then also, generally speaking, that track, the verses were well placed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the verses
Yeah.
were in the right
Dope.
places.
Even
so-
Maestro's verse it came out well.
I'll just summarize the Papa T as well by really highlighting what Ian said. You know, we have some people that reached out saying, oh, I also had a project last year. You guys didn't talk about it in episode 1. There are some projects where we know that the person is on a journey
Yeah.
and we'll get round to it because I'd like to, let me just say it straight up. We listened to Papa T's, like he said, like Leslie said, he listened to Chasing Connections. He didn't connect, but we could see there was something and we knew the
Yeah.
time would come.
Yeah.
And it's the same for me. I did listen and I knew it was coming. And we knew, and that is why we have it today to say this and, you know, bring it and put it in line.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one. Of course, another project we had on our radar was Drills. And again, it's a journey. We know that he does have a new song out as well.
Coming out what?
Yeah, coming out. But like we know that there's a journey, and we'll follow. We're here. I know, like people say, you guys, mine was also there, or they don't touch the project. They might not listen to the episode because they didn't say their name in the tags when the Tribe BG tweeted. But guys, we listened. Wade was in the comments saying, I also had a project.
Yeah, shout out to Wade because we did listen. Baby Jesus, what? Flex like paper. Like, where they at though, or where at though. But we listen to a lot of the music, and we know for a fact that there's that y'all are putting in the work, and we do look at it and see. I think I have maybe one more artist that I just want us to, or at least I definitely have to talk about. Maybe being the person I am in the phone, I have to talk about Lucas Black. I remember my first interaction was I was talking to one of the I was making a playlist on Tidal, and I was trying to make a playlist for R&B. Should I say feels music, Ugandan feels music, and I wanted to do like a guys playlist, then chicks playlist. So I start with the guys playlist. Of course, I have the songs coming through, but I'm like, I'm sure there's some new guys that I might be missing that are putting in some work. So I ask one of the young artists that we've interacted with, and I'm like, yo, so who can I listen to? Because I know I have Joshua Baraka, I have who, but I want like maybe someone that I might have missed out. And I was told, check out Lucas Black. Yeah. And I listened, and the first two songs on the thing, they were nice, but they were not the style that I was looking for. So I'm like, not yet. And then I saw him live, and I was like, wait, it was just vibing. He was just singing, testing the mic. And Mans was singing. I was like, wait a minute. He was singing with Walter White or something like that. And I'm like, wait. So I went back to the streaming platforms and searched through, and I found, Rent Free. And I found a couple of these other songs where he's...
Rent Free is lit.
That's my jam. That's my jam. But where you realize, like, oh, wait, there's people that are... Like, there's just some guys that are putting in some good work, and I personally, that is just, they have to give you some R&B.
Before you close it off, would you have St. Maximin in this conversation? Or surpassed?
He got his. He
surpassed that, and now
he got like, these.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe someone I might say that maybe has been on our radar for a while and didn't get his, apart from the that we were launching the whole of the last episode. Yeah. I'd have to say Tennessee, because a bad man's a bad man.
He is.
Shout out to Tennessee. We still want that ad lib. Every episode we shall ask until we get it.
We want that.
Yeah, so if you know Tennessee, you tell him to send us that ad lib.
We can't keep saying it ourselves. We have to press like a machine.
We have to so where are you taking us now from the artists? Where to next?
Well, if the music starts with the artist is not just that creative process, it's the brand. It is us. It's what we see. You understand? When we go to these artists, it's branding. Basically, the next stage, ideally, or is getting that in line, the branding and the marketing. Yeah. And we did talk about this with Ninja C on episode 4 of last season. Yeah. How important it is, because that presentation, for instance, which I think is something important, it matters a lot. You understand? Like if I check, if we bump into you every time we go for events, how are we, like, what are we seeing from you? What image do we have of you? Like, do we get that star quality, or do we get vibes and vibes?
Yeah, but star quality is
tough.
Is difficult to
in our whatever. It's tough.
Attain in our context.
In our context.
Okay.
Because first of all, look at it. It's you see. Unfortunately,
Cynthia called it the je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, the je ne sais quoi.
Oh, Ninja C, I shouldn't say Cynthia. Like, there are some guys that you look at and they have that it factor.
Yeah.
Star quality and it factor might be different things.
But then also some people, what Ian is, Ian is, and I know because we've had these conversations, Ian is trying to say sometimes with the lack of kamane, you know when to come and wear the best, whatever, and you know, but at the same time, that's why I'm saying presentation. I'm not even talking about what you're wearing
but you see the
or what you're drinking. You don't have to be on.
The challenge we have here is, unfortunately, our markets are always trying to play catch up with what the US is doing, what Nigeria is doing, what South Africa is doing. So presentation here becomes branding. Of course, here has to be done very tastefully, because at the end of the day, we don't expect you to pull up in a Mercedes.
Exactly.
We don't have it. We don't expect your iPhone to have 3 cameras. You don't have the money. We don't expect you to wear expensive, nice shirts. You don't have the money. But it's if you're pulling up to an event, especially if you're performing, please clean your sneakers. Like, come on, man. Like, it's some of these things. Like, you may not have the resources yet to attain the kind of branding the industry is known for, but the small, subtle things. Because your music may be good, but be like, yo, he killed it last night, but he looked like he had not showered or ironed or smelled different or something.
Speaking of shades, I just want to say I feel some type of way. This gentleman, I don't know, it seems that WhatsApp group on the side is real. The other episode it was capes, now it's shades, and they're all House of Painters.
House of Painters.
I don't know what's going on, but if you know anyone from House of Painters and you are watching, Managi, because I can't be the only guy on set without House of Painters. So anyway, speaking of the whole presentation and everything.
Yeah.
There are some guys whom you meet, and even if they're not in the flyest clothes, or even if they are not the smartest guys, they have the it factor. You talk to them and you see this kid is going to be a star. Case in point, Mutono. You talk to Mutono, the way he presents, the way he goes on stage, you can see he has the star quality, he has the it factor.
But even the dressing, he's not shabby.
Look at Cohen JC. Same thing. I feel like when you talk to
Cohen JC takes his wardrobe very seriously.
When you interact with him, you can see the it factor. And then also when you say branding is about how do you want to be remembered in the long run. So
I would also like to think that branding is more than just the wardrobe. For me, I would look at it from the work ethic of these people.
Branding is a bunch of things that have to come together to make sense.
But appearance. You're in an industry where you're the brand. You're the face of your brand. So appearance is a very big part of branding.
But you see, also, some people might think it's just appearance as in clothes. No, it's nothing to do. It's like we've all said, it's not just that. It's something, again, reference to the Ninja C episode. There's social media, for instance.
Yeah.
That's your first. Many guys back then might have had websites, might have had what.
Yeah.
But right now, easy for you, easy money, sort out your social media. We've talked about, I know Felix mentioned this the last time around for EC. We've looked at, like, for instance, his Instagram, for instance. That's like, we can go there and be like, oh, okay. Or there's artists, there's Lamu, there's so many artists where you go to their pages and you're like, yes, there's a lot. And I'll even tell them, like, even from my perspective, behind the scenes, let's say I'm writing, let's give an example of Ian's article for Lagoom's project.
Razor, yeah.
Ian wrote his article. We're about to post. I don't have to struggle and reach out to Lagoom and look for what. He has dope pics on his Instagram.
Yeah.
I can get those, reuse those. It's his work. It's his article. It's his review. Share with him. It's the same with the Cohen one. I can do the same. But there are those you want to do the work and you're like, the extra work I have to put in.
You have to text them for a pic.
I have to look for someone who knows your number to see where Jesus.
But do you know also here it's a bit we can't exactly critique it too much. It's a bit difficult.
We can,
right? But it's a bit difficult to attain.
We are asking for the bare minimum.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking you for LNF photos.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not asking you to get your LNF on. Please do, by the way, LNF, reach out to Skyline Media. But I'm just saying that we're not judging you based off your lack of LNF photos.
For me, I feel like it's the small things.
Yes, that's what I'm calling
before
small.
You get to the big things.
Social media is small.
Yeah, because you're talking about all these nice photos Lagoom and Cohen might have. But
with your phone.
Your sorry to shit on these brands, but your techno is not going to do that.
Correct.
Hey, we apologize, Techno. We want some comment. What is man doing?
No. No. But you see, it's
I don't know
again.
any Chinese brand out there.
Xiaomi.
No. Ian,
Make phones.
Ian, you talked about this, you yourself, so allow me to quote you. You said sometimes it's not you. And that's why branding also comes down to, this phase of branding and marketing also comes into the teams you have around you. And your team then have to be, again, the professionals, the word. Sometimes you don't have that fun and Felix has it in your circle.
Yeah.
And it's too much work for you to just still ask Felix, what's up? I've talked to young as well, like,
But by the time
you release a project. No, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Someone releases a project and they're like, my phone died, so I didn't like tweet and do anything. Excuse me, your brand the light has to stay on.
Yeah, but-
you see,
But
we used to have no.
don't you think what we're speaking from a point of privilege?
Exactly.
I
right
think
now.
so.
That's what I was taking
I've
the
realized it.
conversation.
I've
We're
just-
speaking from a
I've
point of
just-
privilege because
where
there
I
are people
was
down
taking
there.
the conversation, and
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, for a kid who is, let's say, in Masaka,
Exactly.
Yes.
what does branding mean?
What does branding mean to
what
them?
Do they,
but
what do you guys want to?
before the kid in Masaka,
Yeah.
if you're an artist and your homie has a nice phone
That is it.
and he refuses to give you, check your music.
No, but like before we go to that kid, and
If your boy doesn't mess with your shit, then
I understand the whole appearance thing.
No,
right?
okay. Before we go into that group of artists, because there is that group and it does matter.
Yeah.
But in this group that is the first one, even the group that has it, because you're saying privilege, even the group that has that illusion of privilege is not using it.
So,
Yeah.
illusion.
Yeah, no, it is an illusion if your privilege gets you nowhere. You
Right.
understand? Like it's just smoke and
I
mirrors.
tell you, the lights illusion can blind you.
yeah, but I think I agree with Les. It's
We're speaking from a point of view.
Yeah,
for branding, for me,
yeah, go ahead.
branding, I'll look at it. Yes, find this appearance, which you can do bare minimum.
Yes.
Dress well, be clean, shower, all those things, right? But then may I look at it from, like you said, the small things.
Yeah.
Your branding, like how I interact with you, Felix. You're an industry insider, right?
Yes.
If you call me for a photo shoot, right? You gave me that opportunity. I have a song out,
Correct.
right? I'm supposed to show up on time. That is my brand. Timekeeping.
Yes.
You get.
yeah.
I promise you something, I deliver. You get what I'm saying? But in most cases, most of these upcoming artists, they ignore some of those things. And that is the branding that I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what got me in trouble in the other space.
Yes,
Whereby
and
I was saying they lack the work ethic. Let's say you've organized with a producer to meet up at a certain point. You agree at 10 a.m., a person is showing up at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
You get. So that is the branding for me I'm looking at.
No, and
in
that is
terms of
definitely
doing
a
the
part.
small things, holding up your end of the bargain such that you propel yourself forward.
Yeah, there's something. So what do you think is more important? Discipline or hard work?
I think it's discipline.
It's a combination of both.
Because there are people who are very talented in our industry,
Yeah.
but their indiscipline has got them nowhere and they will never get anywhere. Sadly.
It's a combination of both, because
You have to combine, yeah.
But I would say
'Cause you
this
can do
for me.
discipline
For me, I would say this: branding comes down to how do you want to be remembered as a person. Because once once as an artist you figure out how do you want to be remembered as an artist, it is going to guide your marketing. It is going to guide your marketing in the sense that you know which platforms you should associate with to achieve that. It's going to guide you in achieving all your objectives, because you know at the end when it's all said and done, when let's say I've stopped rapping and they mention my name, this is what they will.
But let me ask you a
this is what
question.
will come up.
Do you think as Ugandans we have that foresight?
We have to.
Generally in Uganda, do people have that foresight in Uganda?
We kind of have to have
Looking
it,
at people,
or
if I were to ask a person like Lagum, where does he see himself like in 20 years? Do you think he thinks about legacy?
So now here's the thing. When you put it that way, you are being harsh on Lago.
No, I'm not shitting on Lagu. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not saying you are shitting on him. I'm
Yeah.
saying you are
But the
being harsh
environment.
on
The
him.
environment, yeah.
I'm saying you are
In
being
our
harsh on him.
context, do you think they think that far? Because
I'm sure they think that far. However, they may not think it. They may not think about it the way we want them to think about it. You understand? Or when they are executing all this work, they may not realize that it's going to lead me here.
yeah,
Allow me to step out and let's say we go to what we call Chidandali. If you look at the way certain artists moves, you can see they're deliberate about where they want to go and what they want to be. Case in point, Spice Diana. Case in point, Shiba. So those are. Let me even take it to the comedy world. Anne Kansime. they are deliberate about what they want to be remembered for.
The question now is,
identified.
why are they deliberate? Why are they deliberate? Is it because they are, as people, are very deliberate, or because they have a team that makes them deliberate?
No, that's
because if you look at Spice there, and I'm sure she has a machinery behind her in terms of a manager, a publicist.
Now that's where the conversation goes, in the sense that
that's the whole point.
Yeah,
exactly. That goes back to what I said. Once you identify what you want, you are going to move with the right people, the right platforms.
You're going to play the right cards.
To make those right choices.
Because majority of these urban artists, they don't have managers. The only person I know who has a manager is, what's that kid's name?
Lucas Black.
No. Lucas Black also has one, and Joshua Baraka has a manager.
I'm not sure a number.
Shout out to Maloba once again.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about the rest, because like we've been to shows and there's a lot of disorganization. And yet these people, for instance, Bantu Vibes, they claim they have a management team behind them. But wherever their show, it's a show is supposed to start at 6 p.m., right? And the show is starting at 9 p.m. No. These are small things.
I have gunshots.
Yes. So I just want to know, like, how does the management come in for these urban artists? How do they put them on the right path such that they actually achieve that brand that we're trying to talk about?
You see, certain things are clear. As people, we're all different and we see things differently, and so you can't also expect people to know these things in advance, even though they seem. What did we say on the podcast last season? It's sometimes the things might seem obvious to us, but it's actually not obvious. But that's the point of these conversations, and that is why we have to deliver this information to them in a way that they can appreciate and understand. And then once they're able, same way we want them to deliver music we can consume, we want to deliver this message in a way that can be consumed also by them. That way they can put in that work, because that is the whole point of this. So when we say these things, we, even in our position, we can't be angry about the things that we disagree with, because we have to know that it is a process, and that is our goal. Like, let's identify those issues and maybe find a way to help them resolve it. But also, still, one more thing I want to say on the whole branding and marketing strategy situation is rollouts. We've talked about music. We know that, there's all these platforms, there's all these artists, there's many people that are putting in work and releasing music.
Yeah.
But rollout is something that I also feel matters, because it's what gets us to pay attention to your music even before it's there. And then when it comes to we're ready because of what you've done in terms of rollout. Yeah. And
I think the person who has done it the best for me in the past couple of years, say last year, is Kohen JC.
Felix is likes that as well.
I like the way he had the cocktail things for Winner too. I felt like it was very deliberate. His photo shoots as well, they were very deliberate. And you could see that Winner 2 is coming. Yeah. And those of us who had already listened to Winner 1, we had to go back and first listen to Winner 1 before Winner 2 came out rather.
So it made us re-listen and give those extra streams.
Artists, if there's an artist watching, let me give you a hack. The hack is attach a story to your project, especially if it's an album. If you look at, let me give you an example of Casper. Hey man, I'm sorry, but I just go to South Africa a bit. Yeah. If you look at his debut album,
at least he didn't go to Amapia.
It's called Solo Fellow. And he said, and his story is, he was broke when he left school. Yeah. And then the sister gave him money to go to Joburg to start recording in Joburg and stay in Joburg.
When he was 16.
Yes. And now the sister is named Solo Fellow.
Yeah.
So now it's like, that's the story he's saying. So immediately I get that story. Yeah. I'm buying it. Let's come to Uganda. The Myth.
Yeah.
The Ugandan.
Yeah.
Cover art, him and the grandmother.
Yeah.
Roller story. Man, guess what, guys? I got an accident. By the way, also your story has to be facts. Don't just
mama.
I got an accident, and still in that story, as he's telling that story in his social media rollout, his interviews, his radio interview is still reflected in the music.
Because there's a song for that.
Yeah.
So again, as an artist who has been following the myth, you are going to immediately buy into all that. So the hack I can give you, get a story, but make sure your story is facts, because if it's not facts, guys are going to check you. However, that speaks to projects that are a bit deep and all that. But if you're a party guy, like Cohen, serve niggas cocktails. They want to drink.
No, but even, you see, again, we always say, we're thinking because the mid thing, there was the magazine covers and everything. The Cohen thing, there was the cocktails and the juice and all that. But Ian said something simple last season again. Ninjas, he shut ups, man. You're giving us more things to refer to. Yeah. But like Ian said it with regard to Pick Up the Phone before she released that Pick Up the Phone with Tucker, which is nominated. But she clearly said one thing Ian liked from her rollout was something simple. Like before the song was released, she was posting her gym videos, which she always posted, her workout videos, dance workout. And she was posting her performance, her dancing. There's this song playing in the background and you can hear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear that cover room, sometimes you hear like just different snippets of the song, not really getting the whole song. And like there's so much anticipation built for the song before it actually comes out. So, and then when it comes out, you have to see what this thing was that she was playing. And she says that, like, and that's just those small things. Like, it doesn't have to be a photo shoot. It doesn't have to be cocktails in cups with the wording written. Sometimes it's something as simple as that. Something you do in your everyday.
Yeah. I think in general, the whole marketing and branding and rollout, it can't be an accident. Like, it should not be taken for granted. It should be deliberate. It should be planned. Even if you're going to an event, like just plan for everything. Plan for the outfit, plan for the performance, go early, do a sound check. Like your brand, you're putting your brand out there, plan for like you're not Jay-Z or Beyonce. You're not going to get up one morning and drop and disappear. It's not going to work for us. You're trying to build a story here. You're trying to build an audience. You can't expect us to catch on. You need to vibe us. You need to, I don't know, take us on a date.
Use a husky voice.
But the thing I have about rollouts is that most artists think that it's all about the money, right?
Yeah.
Some people think that rolling out you need money.
You kind of do though.
No, money helps.
Again,
but like the Ninja example is not a money one.
Money is another.
Yeah, but she paid 20K for gym.
So where does that leave those who are not privileged?
Yeah, also the data.
The guru's case.
There you go. Like it's that's the thing. It has to be planned. You must plan for everything. You can't wake up one morning, even if it's social media. Social media is basic, but if you know you have music coming, plan for where you're going to have your lunch. Plan for who you're going to see. Plan some of these things. Take advantage of your daily routine. Tweak it a little bit. If you always go to Yuga Roll, not to shit on it. Try and go somewhere a bit fancy. You know, like if you're trying, fancy, but if you want to create an image, still like it can't just be by accident, guys. You said we shouldn't be angry, but sometimes it's upsetting when you see how.
Don't be angry, be upset. It's hard. But of course, once you go from the you are presenting your brand, I guess the next step for the music is allowing us to buy into your brand. So basically monetizing the whole situation. So what are the few things that we think can contribute to allowing us to buy into these brands that we've
first
talked about?
Thing.
What are the ways they can make that money?
The first thing, you have to be authentic. Your music has to be authentic. It has to be you. Because if you start talking about, there's an artist I won't mention, but he's always talking about how he's a mafia or something like that, right? you know that person.
We all know.
Okay.
So, but if you're not authentic, right?
Is it Ugandan or you need an atlas to show us?
Anyway, no.
And what I'm trying to say is that the first thing that draws draws people to your music is how authentic you are as a person. The more authentic you are, the more people are drawn into your music. For me, I think the authenticity is very key. From the way you portray yourself, and if you are real as a person, definitely those who have not listened will definitely pick in.
I remember how Mark always bashes artists for
not always.
Like
I don't bash.
Somebody's rapping like, "Yo, so I just pulled up in my Rolls Royce Skyline."
Exactly,
like, nigga, please. It was not even a safe board. It's with a regular helmet. Come on, man.
The guy had no helmet and side mirrors. But which is okay. Like I was about to quote an exclusive. Sorry, but I like when people bring that type of. First of all, the realness and the relatability.
Yeah.
I mean, last week we were talking about just on that point of relatability and a brand we can buy into because we understand it.
It resonates with us,
something we talked about Naxa's new level featuring Malex, and Mali is like ordered SafeBoard. I'm running late. We were like, hey, yeah, man, because those little moments, they're ours. We know them. It's easy for us to then resonate with that brand. But if we're talking money still,
but you can rap about the Bugatti, but don't tell us you have it. We know you don't.
Tell us I'm getting it.
Yes,
exactly.
We believe you. You'll get it. We believe in you.
Yeah, but if you say you have it, we know you don't. Come on, it's just going to be.
but buying, of course, one of the different areas in which these people put out their music and get the music to us. There's and I assume and expect that people want to make money off that. So streaming platforms being one of them.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Yeah, but streaming, the challenge we have with streaming is I feel like people don't quite understand it yet, especially the artists. Because why? Because you're a Ugandan artist, yeah? You're a Ugandan hip hop artist or whatever genre, but you want to they need to study the market. Because for our market here, how many people actually use Spotify here? How many people actually use Tidal here? Which one is easier for your audience to actually access and use and listen to your music? Yeah. So if it's you must do some of this research and find out which streaming platforms actually work for you. Because of course you'll put on the others as well. Because you want to tap into the global audience, but don't buy into the hype of what happens in America or Nigeria or something. Come down a bit, see what works for your market, see where to put most of your marketing energy so that you can bring that audience in. Once the Ugandans are on board through like Tidal, which is easy, through MTN, they can catch on to Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube and wherever.
Just something on that. Because Ian we did mention this last season in the episode with James Proper, that's episode 6. Of course, there's a lot of educating that needs to be done both with the artists and the consumers, because of course we know that we have people with smartphones, with data, with and they're not going to buy into the streaming platforms. They still want to download, which is okay. I guess they have the right of choice of which platform to listen through. But sometimes it's also them just not knowing the way they can get access to these other things. Sometimes people do not know that they can. Sometimes they think paying for the platform means doing the most. They think it's some crazy expense that they might not be able to afford. Not that everyone can afford, but this is where understanding the market and understanding the platforms that are available here, the ones that are but even you mentioned Tidal earlier. If someone knows that I can pay for a package like this and just listen, that's dope. I can pay for a package with data. If we as users know of what we can get off a certain platform, then maybe we are more inclined to use it. Same way on the flip side, even as an artist, someone may think, the default, the defaults, people with iPhones, Apple Music, maybe Android option, Spotify, then they just put the rest somewhere in between. They're not really deliberate, we mentioned, about which one or what they want to push or what they want to chase. And I guess that also comes from, so both sides need to be, I guess, educated for the whole thing to grow, especially if we want our artists to get the type of numbers that give them the money.
Right.
Which numbers give them the money?
The heavy one.
But anyway, for me, like you were talking about being meticulous about the rollouts. Also, rolling out in terms of streaming platforms is very imperative for most artists. Like, for instance, if you want your song to be playlisted, right? There are various playlists, editorial playlists, independent playlists that are on these platforms. And through those playlists, if they put in a bunch of music of the known musicians, their chances are high that you're going to be what? Your streams are going to increase. So, for instance, Spotify has an option. Artists for Spotify, the website, when an artist is bound to release their music, let's say in a couple of weeks, it's very imperative for you to put your music like on that's before your release date, like 3 weeks prior. That gives you a chance to like submit your music and it is reviewed by the editors at Spotify such that they can playlist you, right? And when they playlist you, chances are high that people outside Uganda are going to definitely listen to your music.
Yeah.
Another thing about maybe Apple Music doesn't have that option, but you need to like the networking thing where you have to network with managers and promoters to actually know the people who edit these playlists. That will give you a higher chance of being on this playlist.
Yeah, find out how the tribe usually does playlists.
Exactly.
Reach out to Felix. Like
So through that, I think playlisting is the way people can actually up their streams, and also having legit music that also resonates with other markets. So I don't know how that's
It's
a very
about
complex
balance. It's balance.
It's a very complex thing.
Balance.
So I will say this. You said about knowing the market you are playing in.
Yeah.
And then you said guys shouldn't, basically the way you said it is guys should choose which platforms they focus on. And which
No. In terms of, you have to put your music on all platforms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you're pushing music here in Uganda, how many people actually Spotify versus Tidal?
Spotify versus Tidal. You may be surprised.
No, not even surprised.
You may be surprised.
But do you guys know that Tidal actually pays more per stream than Spotify?
Yeah, they do. But then also Caller Tunes pay more than any of those guys. Caller Tunes pays more.
MTN Caller Tunes,
Any Caller Tunes. So the thing is,
Wait, Caller Tunes pays more than streaming.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the thing is, you need to understand
how
you need to understand the market you're in.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's why you have to educate yourself.
Feature phones are still a big thing in the African market, not even Uganda. Feature phones. Feature phone, that is your KBDT, your double line, things like that. So guys who normally use such type of phones, they are huge on personalizing their phones, and that means a caller tune that they identify with. Case in point, we do caller tunes for a bunch of artists, and none of them is Rachel Ray. There's a time I came from Bandari staggering, and I was outside my gate, and I called my Askari, and the Rachel Ray song was caller tune. I'm like, hey, this guy doesn't know he's supporting my business. And that day I tipped him a 10K, and I'm like, first be around. Though I think it was more influenced by the
artist.
No. By the Bandari, where I was coming from.
I didn't mean it's over. He wouldn't have let go of that money.
I would have just bonged. Hey, my guy, where was it? But feature phones are still a big thing. So that means you cater for the market and what the market needs. So that means you get your songs on Caller Tunes. Now, Caller Tunes, the beauty about them is that A, they pay more than streaming platforms. B, you get to see your report every quarter, and if you have made some money, you get paid. Streaming platforms a bit shaky.
So the question maybe is, what are the figures for thinking?
If I say figures, they are going to kill me. But I'll say this.
No, like high level.
I'll say this. Back in the day, Caller Tunes used to make a lot of cash. A lot of cash. Like artists would make 80 milli.
80 mil?
Yeah.
A year?
80. A quarter.
Then interesting. First hold up. Interesting. If you look at this week, I saw Coin celebrating 5,000 listeners.
Yes.
On what?
On Spotify, and also saw Lagum celebrating the same. So if you translate, let's say each person has one listen and one stream, that translates, according to the rates, that translates to $16 only.
5,000 streams is $16
approximately.
So now, when all that money was being made, government is like, we need a piece of this.
They're taxed.
So Caller Tunes are taxed 50%. So if you buy a Caller Tune at 700 shillings, 350 shillings goes to the government.
What?
So it was really big money.
So as far as the numbers go, I'm actually going to stop it here because government may say,
exactly,
how are their books looking like?
75.
Yeah. So
I think he's on the Forbes list.
That's where the issues came in. And right now, I think that when we did the MTN Caller Tune Awards, it was an issue that was raised by a lot of associations and societies.
Yeah.
The songwriters, the Music Association of Uganda. Like everyone went up on stage, was like, hey, we are making a plea to government that guys revise these tax things.
It's really
but even with that, guys still make money. Like sometimes you see now, if a guy like Reddy and Weasel, their catalog is huge, their catalog is popular. They make a hella bank before they even start looking at what
Azawi
No, Azawi, Swangs Avenue refused to go on because they feel like they shouldn't be paying
that tax.
back that 50%.
Yeah,
Someone need they put in a lot to make the music. So no songs of any music is out there. But ideally, I would say this, like streaming.
At quite a similar thing would hit.
Yeah, like streaming quality is also a volume-based business. The more you stream, the more money you make.
Yeah.
The more quality people buy, the more you make. I've seen artists make millions. I've also seen artists make 10 shillings in a quarter.
And you actually go and invoice for 10 shillings.
At the end, you invoice. You just
You wait until it's something.
you just leave it there. But now for as far as streaming goes, depending on how you are paid, they are going to deduct taxes to get the money to you. The dollar rate is going to affect you. All that, though it might be in your favor, it may not be in your favor.
Yeah.
But all those are things to look at.
Other monetization plans. I know we've really died on the hill of streams and caller tunes and the likes. Of course, it's because it's vast. Like there's only so even now we've not exhausted the conversation on that. But there's other examples like merch. There's ways in which guys can can make money off certain things and where, of course, they have more control.
So today, everyone on set decided to wear a Ugandan brand except you.
Me? Ugandan brand? Yeah. I'm wearing a Ugandan brand.
Which one? No, I mean like clothing.
Do you know what boxer I'm wearing?
You're serious?
What if my boxer is Chitenje? How would you?
Take your husky voice that side.
You guys are hopeless.
But yeah, March events.
But do guys actually make money from March?
Yeah.
Again, all this.
Look at.
I think it doesn't hurt.
For you, your shirt, yours was free.
First wait. Yeah. The thing about it is, wow.
Did you pay for it?
I paid for this.
Really, babe.
Mark, did you pay for
First wait.
For you, yours is a company shirt.
Where Jigula?
When
and the company is Uganda.
When you're paying the supply, which is this one? Me, my Chitenje boxer, and shout out my designer, but
your Chitenje was a remainder on your baby's lace. So they're like,
before the guys go off the rails yet again. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, March.
March. A Chitenje boxer would be hard to keep. Every time you wash it, it becomes big.
Hard to rock. Can you imagine? Hard to rock.
Especially if it has no elastic on it.
How do you operate in a Chitenje boxer in this Kampala side?
And your Chitenje boxer would need belt buckles.
Suspenders, what?
But yeah, March.
And it's not a March idea. Don't do Chitenje
I think his concerns are valid. Like how much?
Again, branding, marketing, buying into the merch. There are certain things, for instance, when it comes to, let's say, T-shirts, because that's one of the easy ones that multiple people have. There are brands that you will go back to over and over. And is this available? There are people who have stuff that we've seen online or whatever, and we've never had access to it. Like even if I want to buy, even if we all think it's really dope, maybe for them, they're just doing that for their own, like, let me just wear this kind of thing. Let me be on stage and have myself.
Let me give you an example.
But then there are others where it's like, they allow us to buy into
Conrad has really good merch. I've seen his merch on his shows, but I don't know where to get it from.
But that's the thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Whereas we know, for instance, that the Myth has Soyuji teas that have been accessible for years. You understand? And there's so many others, that have.
You have Sylvester Zivamon too. You have
Rapaholics for Flex.
Taka,
you have Taka
Vroom and HD.
You have Ethan, the Eighth Way. So the thing to look at when you're doing match, price points.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to think your guys can buy a t-shirt at 50K, they can't. And then also availability in terms of access. How easily can we access your merch?
If we have to know a guy to know a guy.
Exactly. And then also anything that involves money, please guys, anything that involves money, respect people's money. Like people, like if I ask you how long is it going to make the t-shirt and everything, and tell me 3 working days. And then I check on you in 3 working days and you're telling me stories. that is not good business practice. So respect people's money. When a guy calls you, respect the money, deliver and keep your word. It's as simple as that, because it's from me buying, I'm going to recommend Mark. I mean, look at them wearing House of Panda. Someone must have recommended, and now the whole set apart from me.
and that's the same thing. Like the same way you are saying, do people make money off merch? You've mentioned one. Do you think House of Panda is making money off their merch?
Definitely.
Exactly. That's the thing. So having the merch is one thing. Making money off it is on you and the type of brand you present and deliver to the people.
House of Panda is not an artist.
No, I'm just. I mean, you're still selling a product. So
you're selling. But
ideally, as an artist, even if it's you, Ian, and today you decide that you're going to make forgettable t-shirts, it becomes up to you to put in the work that it takes to get the forgettable t-shirt from just being a t-shirt that you have here to a t-shirt that you're actually actively selling to people.
But I'm tired of merch just being t-shirts.
Again, that's why I said I gave it as an example because it was the obvious one.
You see, merch is just t-shirts because the other options are a bit expensive. Like hoodies, capes, and then also capes when guys make capes.
Artist, I'm selling space on my cape.
And then also when guys make capes, like certain capes require 3D printing, like to get that value that like when you write a letter, the letters sort of like pop out of the hat. That 3D printing, the guy has to fly to China, have them made, and then bring them in taxes.
Guys do 3D printing.
Yeah, they do embroidery. They just embroider your whatever, and then they say keep it moving. Yes. All this.
Wait.
All this is to say the Tribe BG podcast match is coming.
Oh yes.
Not the man.
And we're doing more than t-shirts.
Yeah, we're going to do even disposables because we are party people.
Shout out to Cohen.
We are an extension of our lifestyles.
The system. Yeah. Of course, there's other ways. I mean, we did talk streaming platforms and stuff, but we know we've had I know there was a GNL 1 billion conversation, but there are other people that have done similar platforms. I know we used the Naxa example where he does have a website where he has his music available for purchase, but he also does have on that, at least with the rollout of his project, I remember he released the music on the website beforehand, as if cinema situation. Get it there exclusively first, and then let it be available for Kayola Vibes, clear copy later. And of course, again, it's not just such platform. You don't have to have a guy to make you a website. There's a number of artists that have this on their WhatsApp. You know, they have the purchase options available.
I've seen DJs sell mixes.
Yeah, and even Mixcloud. I mean,
what is the potential for scaling such things?
Again, it's about
it's about your audience.
Yes.
It's about your audience. If your audience, because you see the thing where streaming platforms struggled is the mode of payment. So if I have an easy mode of payment and then also easy access, I can scale it to any number I want.
Yes.
I believe, in my opinion, the option of shows would actually be much easier for people.
And of course, it is. And in a sense, I always felt that, and that's one of the things we're always sad about during the whole lockdown situation, knowing that was one of the points of monetization, heavy points of monetization for our artists.
Yeah.
And for it to be unavailable at the time was, of course, an issue. But we do know that our guy, like when it comes to shows, of course, again, that now becomes up to you. If you're going to wait for that 5 million show, or if you're going to be the guy who's like, nada, me, I'm going to do 7 shows of 500K,
but I think
then do another 7 next month and another 7 next month. Again, it all depends.
These new artists are already decided having their own small shows, right?
Yeah, you can.
What are you making of it?
By the way.
But let me ask you guys.
And I believe they can make money off those shows.
Let me ask you guys. Shows, okay, let me say shows that are, let me say a standard show.
Yeah.
They are back-breaking in terms of finances, and then also the fact that you may not break even.
Yes.
Some of the celebrated events in Kampala that we know of, they just built a brand and they may not be breaking even. I can't give examples.
Yes.
I don't want to offend my political connect. So to bring it to our world, which is Ugandan hip-hop, how do you guys see guys injecting all this money in events that they may, and you guys know they may not break even? I
have a perfect example for that. We have attended multiple Bantu Vibes
parties.
Yes, performances.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He's saying parties because we see the ways in which, if you're controlling the venue, you're controlling the events, you have a number of artists, we see the ways in which that particular situation that we attended a couple of times, we see the ways in which it can be a money-making venture for them.
Yeah.
Easy.
Very
you can see it on so many levels.
So you've given an example about Vibes, which I appreciate.
Yes.
But they control the venue, like you said.
Yes.
So let me take you steps
To someone
back.
who doesn't have the
Someone
venue.
who doesn't have the
But
venue.
you see,
a guy like Benezeri.
again,
Benezeri, who even when he was quitting, he came out and said, guys, I was dying with this.
yeah.
That's the guy I'm looking at.
But
That's
then
the guy
you see,
I'm
again, this is like what you've done is do what he said. We're saying what of the artists downtown. You understand? So all that is well and good. But what I'm trying to say is even from where something is available, because even these guys will be something they don't have that the other guy has. So we'll say, what about that thing that they have that they don't have? Like we can go in circles like that. But what I'm trying to say is if you have access to level 1, use that level 1. The other guy will have something else that he has over them. Use that. The artists who are alone, but then they have a connecting, I don't know where. I mean, go and perform there for whatever reason. Like, you understand?
What Mark is trying to say, went for the border stage party.
And we've gone for things before as well.
And we did not pay a single dime for entrance, right? But let's say it was well done. Definitely. And we gave Bakini money for his cocktails.
Yeah, them cocktails we gave Bakini.
Oh my God.
So the thing is, the packaging of the shows, I've discussed this with Mark a couple of times. Like, if you say a show is starting at 6 p.m., organize yourselves. We don't want to see artists moving around when it's already time for you to perform. If you package your show, the first show, and it's free and it's well done,
I'm coming back with people next time.
And that's monetization. And then what's going to happen? The tavern is going to become a small venue for your shows. Then definitely you have to branch out.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now if you keep doing the same things and your buddies come around and they're screaming for you and you think, hey, we've made a show. 5 years later, you're going to be in that same venue.
5. 2.
Exactly. You're going to get frustrated.
But you see, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like in many of the cases, and we've attended many things, not just, that's one example to give, but we've attended many events where let's say, like he said, maybe stuff doesn't start on time. And by on time, we don't mean there was a 30-minute delay. These things, those ones happen. Sometimes even an hour for whatever. Yeah. But if we're looking at 3-hour delays on multiple occasions, the question is, how many, there's 4 of us here. If the 4 of us come through next time with 3 different people, so another 4, that thing is growing exponentially.
Exactly.
Each one with a Kobusinje.
Each one.
The Kobusinjes will bring in their Kobusinjes.
The Kobusinjes come with their girls because they don't trust to go with.
for you guys.
Ian will come with Madame and Lamu. But what I'm trying to say is, it's if they put on the type of and that's again, we've attended many. I know the one we've mentioned is a Bantu Vibes one. We did a new wave thing with
that one was well organized after we made noise.
We've done a number of these things. We've gone to Meet Guy. Shout out to Meet Guy for supporting the young artists out there and giving them a platform. We've done expressions. And again, there are just so many of these things where what we want or what we expect or what we would like, because this is, again, we want to see the industry grow. So it would be dope for us to experience the type of thing where they tell us that next time there's another one. We are calling the whole world. Yes. We're not coming through solo or just as us 4. I know you're tired of seeing. Someone asked the tribe doesn't have women. But we want to bring in the rest of the tribe. We want to bring more people. We want to buy into your brand.
We don't have what?
The guy chose to drop that the day wear a tribe t-shirt. It's okay. It's okay.
It's this guy.
I'll say this in regards to events, and I think to summarize, from my fears of doing events, shout outs to my Form 4 OBs and OGs who let me throw their Livers party.
VLC DJ.
You're taking I've been in this thing for years. I'll say this, and I even say this on XFM when they hosted me. I just have to name drop these things so that credentials are legit.
Yeah.
Mr. Forbes, what?
Check the credentials.
If you organize, if you do an event and this event is going to be, let me say, reoccurring, look at it in a sense of look at it as a property. What that means, let's say we have a mall here and a mall next door, right? I'm going to try to make my mall more appealing than yours, so that I get more people.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to put escalators, I'm going to put cameras, I'm going to put security, I'm going to add extra lights, all those things.
Elevator music.
Yes. So that's how you have to also look at your event. How can I improve the experience? What can I add on? Now, like the border stage party that we went for, it made them like, guy, you can hire a border outside there. Put it there, put lights around it, make it look nice.
Yeah.
Just that is going to improve the experience of someone who is in the audience watching.
Saying, border stage, and they put it border.
And here's an interesting thing. Have you seen the expressions setups?
Yeah.
They're well done, right? And funny enough, the expressions people have ties with those people. Can you imagine? The border. No. What I'm saying is that what I'm trying to say is that they, like you were saying, if you have connected to a certain level, try to maximize them. Leverage your stuff. Let the expressions people
help each other.
Exactly.
So back to the point, grow your property. That will raise the value, and when it raises the value, that means if I come and I'm a sponsor and I want to buy into your property, you're going to set the price.
Yeah, def.
And you're going to have the negotiation, the upper hand in the negotiations.
Yes. And I'd just like to throw something small there, and it's very important for this before we go into the final stage. It's, people talk about the only thing missing is the money. But you see, the money won't make you start on time.
Yeah.
And even the money person who comes through and wants to give it to you will not say that. If Ian was saying earlier, the guy who smells a certain type of way, the money won't, you understand? It won't make you shower.
Yeah, like
there's just certain things that you can do beforehand. So that when the money person comes through and sees you, they're ready. They're like, this one is ready for the taking. This one, they see that potential immediately, and they're able to take advantage of it. And one last thing I'll say on that, because I've said it a number of times to one artist here, one artist there, maybe to the five that may listen this time, if Leslie hasn't offended enough people yet.
No,
just a kid. It's that at the end of the day, an artist, yes, it's their choice. Creative freedom, all that stuff, well and good. But at the end of the day, from our perspective as listeners, you're a service provider. In a sense that you have something that you're bringing to us that we have to buy. You understand? There's so many restaurants out there. They can cook whatever they want. One may say, I'm cooking Chinese stuff. One may say, I want to cook Indian food. One might want to cook some Lebanese vibes and give us some dope shawarmas. But at the end of the day, regardless of what they do, they're just certain standards or certain boutique things they have to do that make us say, this is a restaurant I'm going to. Yeah. And that consistency, that sustainability is what makes us keep coming back.
Yeah.
So in the same way, with the artists, it's those small things that you do in and around the music that keeps us coming back to listen, makes us want to go for the next thing. Ian discovered what Kenneth had in store, and he's like, oh damn, the next concert we have to go. And that's the same thing I've been telling people. I saw him tweet about it small, but I know that with what I've listened to over the years, when Cohen does that, when an experience or whatever concert, I have to. I cannot not go for that. Yeah. I have to experience those songs on their own. I need to get that moment where I get to enjoy all that stuff that they've been putting together for a while. And actually that brings me to the final stage of what we're talking about here, which is how do they make, we've come from the music from conception. It's been created by the artists.
Yeah.
We've come to the brand that they are, the brand that they're portraying, the brand that they're living.
Yeah.
We've come into us buying into the brand. And finally, I'll say, how does the brand stay? How do they sustain it? How do they achieve longevity? Longevity, Jesus. Wow.
School fees Agakani, it was it, yeah.
Wow. I've done a Felix.
It's okay, it's fine. It's not your
I want to say
language.
this. First of all, artists, and this is to you, generally creators, we need to understand that we are all fighting for the same market share. We are fighting for the same market share with the Kenyans, with the Nigerians, with the South Africans, with pretty much everyone. And this is due mainly to the internet.
Yeah.
As in, I can go on the internet and I choose to listen to an Amapiano playlist over a Ugandan playlist. So this is to say we are fighting for the same market share as all these artists. That's why they easily come to Uganda and they take $100K.
Yeah.
back to their homes.
Yeah.
So with that in mind,
Not Uganda shillings.
USDs. With that in mind, guys, whatever you create, whatever you put out there, you just have to have that at the back of your mind. That you might be a Mutono in UG, but you are competing with 10 other Mutonos, one in South Africa, one where. So whatever you put out has to be on point. Has to be on point and has to outcompete those guys. Because now the power is in our hands as the audience.
Yeah.
I can choose to stream someone else's thing. I can choose to...
After all our money.
I can choose to pay for a live event, like let's say during the pandemic, I could choose to pay for a live event of another country and watch over your event. I can choose to even buy merch and they deliver it in Uganda over yours. Yeah. So whatever you do, remember that. So with that in mind also, speaking to the longevity, speaking to the sustainability of this thing, guys, if you build a property, I'm assuming this property, you don't want to see it die today. You want to see it go on and on. So that means, first of all, take the feedback that you've been given. If let's say you started late, he doesn't want to see you walk around, allow. And then also, collaborations, I think, are very key in this situation. Yeah. Like Mark said, if I'm on level 1 and I need something of someone who's on level 2, how about I reach out to someone on level 2 and we see how we can work and we deliver. If I'm here and I know Denise owns the tavern, shout out to Denise, I want a free space. I'll reach out to him and I see how can we work, how can we bring resources together. Like probably I will help him on his next stage border thing.
Yeah.
And then on the next one, I'd be like, okay, Denise, I need your efforts this side. I need your push this side. But unfortunately, we haven't seen that at the events we've been to. And we saw it. I don't want to give. Let me leave that example.
I think it's best to talk about it so that
I don't want to start. I don't be talking about it. But the collaboration also, in that collaboration, there is support. When Bantu Vibes does their thing, show up, support them. So I don't know if they will return the favor, but if also they would return the favor, it will be very important, and it will see the industry go ahead. For example, I saw Mutono at the tavern events. Yeah, but when Mutono had something, some of the guys I didn't see.
Some people actually
probably transport issues, probably, but it's okay. I don't know if you guys have anything to add on.
Yeah, for me, I think just everything is as important as the next thing. For the music, for your career to be sustainable, your music has to be good, your marketing has to be on point, the branding has to be done right, you have to understand your audience, you have to distribute your music right, your merch, whatever you're trying to approach. Like, do not take the slightest thing for granted. I've always said, look at the best schools, look at the best governments, any place where they are a bit more strict and a bit more, where every detail is as important. Things stands out above. So do the same for your career. You cannot... Everybody can sing. Everyone can get their music on Spotify. Anyone can print their name on a t-shirt. Give us reason to buy yours over the other person.
And in the same way, I'll also, like, my 2 cents on it is, yes, all of you, this support system thing, again, no one owes you that support. But at the same time, you need to be strategic. You have to know that, you know what, if I get in good with these guys, if I get access to this, if I do this, it's just being smart. And I say to a lot of young artists, like, you have to remember this is Jobo for you. And Felix said it earlier, like, it's true. See what you want, where you want to be, how you want to get there. You know, that will help you guide you on your journey. But if you decide this is what you want to do, this music thing, especially here, you have to see where you want to be and then put in the work that will get you there, because you're not going to achieve it by just being on vibes. And, you know, the whole longevity thing, we said it last season, there's a difference between longevity and rapping for a long time. So you could either rap for a long time without the music doing anything for you, or you could actually do something with it. Because one final thing that I'll say about that is that there's a lot of young guys out there. There's so many that are doing a lot of music, and there's so many that are just so talented. Like, so talented, so good. Like, they're not necessarily making anything yet. They're not exactly doing much, but they're like talent-wise, they're simple, basic talent. Can you sing like sang? Can you rap? They're really good. But now it's how you translate that into.
I think when it comes to longevity.
Before you say also support, we don't want too much support, guys. We need some beef songs. So don't over support each other. We need some beef songs somewhere there. Yeah,
I think when it comes to longevity, I think we need to appreciate that when it comes to creativity, this aspect of serendipity, like luck. We overlook the aspect of luck. And the only way you can create your luck in this industry for most of the artists who are up and coming is by increasing your network, because you never know where that hit is going to come from. You never know which producer is going to give you your first hit. You never know, like, do not undermine, even though you think you're on level 3 and there's a level 1 reaching out, try to listen to them. You never know, you may actually have something popping and then you eventually break through, right? The other thing is avoiding arrivalism in terms of when you put out a hit and then it's banging on Twitter and you think, oh my God, I've made it. Stop listening to other people. You don't pick up calls. What?
You show up late.
Yes. So the thing is,
you wear shades inside the house.
Those things. So avoiding arrivalism is very important, because it has been the issue for most of the other people who have not been able to make it in our industry. So I think, basically that's it. Avoid arrivalism and be ready to network with whoever is out there.
So we've covered the music. We've covered the marketing and branding. We've covered the buying into the brand, and then also longevity / sustainability. Now, guys, we only normally have 1 hour and 30 minutes. Actually, we have a few minutes to get out of here. But whatever we've discussed is just like let me say the overview, right?
Yeah.
If luck is on our side this season, we shall be having some experts to shed more light on these things. For example, like branding. Shout out to Aniko.
Screw.
If you ever are in UG. Yeah. So such experts, we look forward to having them, and we have a plan to have them on the pod, and they will be sharing from their experience, from their knowledge, from their technical side, and hopefully they can reach out to an artist out there, and probably we can pass advice to the next Husky or to the next
to the next Mutono.
The current Mutono is out.
The guy is already going to the next one.
Yeah, but that has been episode 2, gents. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah.
And Les, now here's the thing, Les. Every episode I have to emphasize that we thank you for being here. Because you never know. You might disappear. You might disappear. Or you might be a clone. You might be a clone and we don't know. And the real Les is somewhere chilling, planning a takeover of Uganda or something like that. We are sorry, Kaineruga. Yeah, so guys, thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Are we editing that out, producer? I don't know.
Are you editing?
Can we go? Can we just go?
My financial books better be right. So in case you call me and my phone is off, just know I said something wrong in episode 2.
Stop!
But shout outs to LNF Media once again on the cameras. Hassan from the family Hassan. Our potential sponsors. This is episode 2. Hope you liked it. Mark, do you want to repeat the Momo code for our supporters and contributors?
624404. 624404.
Also, the views expressed on this podcast are entirely by the sayer. They do not represent what the rest of us think, politically or industry-wise.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share the podcast with other people. Let's get this information out there. And shout out to our incoming government. We love you.
The views expressed on this podcast are by